go my own way. Don't care what you say. I do my own thing. I do my own thing.
Right then guys, look where I am. Who recognises that out there? Finally got a peg on the manor. Absolutely buzzing. So I got down here, what, 2 minutes past 7 I got through them gates. It's now 25 past 7. I'm all loaded up, spin you around, all I've got out. At a minute it's a distance sticks. I'm going to get a lead out, stick a 1 ounce lead on it and wang it out there and see what we can find. I've just been speaking to the guy next door. It is proper weedy, proper thick Canadian everywhere, but we'll hopefully find a little clear area or two out there. Got these guys sitting in the peg at the minute. Shortly kick them guys out. Now old matey next door just got his line smashed in by him. They flew straight into his rods. Not what you want at 7:30 in the morning, eh? Yeah, I just quickly ran round here, dropped a bucket. Guys, listen to this. I've got the best peg on the lake. What I would consider the best peg on the lake from what I know of it and the water it patrols. I'm loving it. I'm already decided I'm staying for 3 nights. I was only here for 48, but you know, when things happen like this, you got to take them. So you remember in the last episode I spoke about things aligning. If I was ever going to get a chance and a good crack at the old Kempys linear, you know, and I don't mind, there's plenty of other things in here too, but Kempys is the main objective, then things are going to really have to align for me. And leaving my house at 4:15 this morning, it's worked. Things are aligning. Apart from the bad moon phase, it's a terrible moon phase, but we've got a good pressure drop, we've got some good weather, consistent storms. Got the old Titan T2 at the minute because I want to be comfortable in the rain. I ain't shelling out under some brolly. It's meant to rain for a couple of days, so it's time to get the house up, have a lead out there, and we're going to punch a few solid bags out and see how we get on for the morning. Look at this guy, look. Bloody Shaolin monk. Oh, he's just woke up. He's asleep, look. You can hear me talking. He's asleep with one leg. And a minute ago he stretched his leg out and he had it to the side and he held it there for about a minute. Looked proper ninja like. He's got 2 working feet, so I've seen him walking. He just likes to tuck one up. Proper character. Well, finally, we're going to have a quick catch up. It's been raining cats and dogs for the last hour and a half. It's early afternoon now. Managed to get the rods in after a couple of hours. In between the rain, it come over pretty heavy. Managed to get the house up and everything in it. And got a bit of bait out there. Had to have a good lead out and find a good few spots. But feeling good. And the sun's just peering through just ever so slightly. Feel a little bit of warmth from the sun. And we are due a lot of rain this session, so recording wise I don't know how it's going to go, but we'll try and get a bit of footage along the way. And look, it's just gone all flat calm. It's quite windy earlier, and when that rain coming, it's coming right into my bivvy. Got all 3 traps set. Got the double, got the single there, the single rod loving life. Just gone with 2 bags, and I put about 8 to 10 spoms on the middle rod. I'm going to keep it that way probably till tomorrow morning, and we'll see if they want bait before I go putting it in on the other 2 rods. If not, I'll just fish bags on those for this session. Just pumping out big solid bags, well, medium size. Right, it's finally time to get that kettle on. I'm probably going to have a little kip because I've been up since 4. I've only had 2 hours sleep. I'm wasted, you can probably hear from my voice. Got hardly any energy left whatsoever. So we're going to save some energy and try and get refueled up for when we get a big gal on the bank. So that's the way it's looking this session. So I'm going to get my head down and we'll catch up a bit later on. Good morning. Nothing to show on the fish front. Done our first night. The reason why I didn't update anything last night is because I decided to change 2 of the rods over last minute about 7 o'clock. The old nights are drawing in now, so had to get on and do that. Plus we had a bit of mist and a bit of rain and all that sort of low-lying weather. Oh, one just come out. Finally, did you see that? First fish I've seen since 5 o'clock this morning, and it's now 9:45. So this session is going to be a tricky one. I am going to stay for 3 nights because why not? I don't know whether I can get back or when I can get back because I'm due to go on holiday with the family for a week or so. So I'm going to enjoy this one. The fish have finally started moving. Basically, I'm going to give you a bit of information what I've learnt about the lake already. Okay, you can take this with a pinch of salt and add your own twist to it, but in my head now, I won't come in these dreary conditions. It looks bang on, it looks carpy, it's drizzly, the pressure's dropped a bit, the temperatures are low. From now on, I'll be coming when the sun is out, and definitely the fish are more lively. Basically what happens is, the earlier the sun comes out on this lake, it's full of Canadian, the more oxygen the water has in the water, and then therefore the more active the carp are and ready to feed earlier. So this is why the fish have not fed since I've been here. It didn't feed yesterday morning. I come here, it was a flat calm lake in the morning, and no one's caught anything. There's a few people that have left that have been here a long time and they'd caught a few. I think they'd been here for 5 days and they'd had like 5 fish, which is good going by all means, don't get me wrong. But one of those guys had done 5 nights and not caught. The guy to the right of me, he's done 3 nights and not caught now. So you know the lake is going to be tricky, not just because of the weather, but because this fish just nuts off for the last 8 or 9 days. We've just passed that good moon phase last week or so, and a lot of big uns come out, so they're going to be feeling sorry for themselves now. This is a terrible moon phase. The fish generally don't feed too hard. So on this rod here, I've just gone a PVA bag, solid bag. Middle rod, I've gone 8 to 10 spoms, and on the right hand rod I've just gone 3 spoms, and I won't change any of them 3 now. I'm sitting on my hands. All these rods have been set since last night, one since yesterday afternoon, and yeah, I'm going to leave them be and get past this morning spell. And from what I've already figured out, the fish are only starting to, because the sun's not been out this morning, bite time is only just about starting now, and it should carry on all day really. I know it sounds funny, but I'm thinking there's going to be more day bites here than night bites, and it's going to be a tricky session because we're coming, it's going to be pretty much grey and it looks carpy as hell the whole time we're here. But I think on this lake they need a good bit of morning sun to get them active, get them feeding like nutters, and well, we've just not got that while we're here, unfortunately. So lesson learnt when I come back to Manor. Maybe it'll change throughout the year, but definitely for now, the sun's got to be beaming, and I don't even care if it's 28 or 30 degrees. I'd rather come in that weather than this weather. But yeah, I could be wrong. Like I say, take this with a pinch of salt, guys. I'm only telling you what I've learned so far. But the fish have been active since I've literally turned the camera on. Last 5 minutes. I've seen not one fish show all morning. So yeah, hopefully we'll pinch a bite. It's going to be tricky. I'm going to be bite pinching. I'm going to hold back with the bait, no more bait, and we'll see what happens. Well, the kettle's finally boiled. Get the second cup of tea down me, and we'll have a think to go where from there. Jesus, look what's trying to get into my bivvy. Oh my god, he's actually lifting his head up. Mark pictures, if you are watching this, or somehow you see this in the future, this has got to be your worst nightmare. Oh my god, it's lifting his head up. It's huge. But there's my flip-flop next to it, just to give you a rough idea how long it is. It's so thick. Right, I can't bear it no more. I'm going to have to get a stick and get him in the bush. Well guys, traps are reset. It's getting to that time of night now. Weren't going to touch one of the rods, but I ended up redoing them both. And I also just redone this one about 10 minutes ago. Old lonesome rod. The reason why I haven't updated anything today, one, there's been no fishy action, and two, I've just been busy swapping things about, changing spots, leading out, trying to suss this place out. And it don't help that the carp are not wanting to feed whatsoever. They've had a good feed up for the last 10 days and they're being proper shady at the minute, not really getting their heads down at all. Old mate across the way there, he had one this afternoon, and that is all, one fish between us all. I think there's what, 18 on? And everyone's struggling, no one can get a bite. So I'm hoping just to break that. I just need one bite just to get a bit of confidence about the place, and that should start me off hopefully. You can see it looks absolutely beautiful out there. It's got a warm wind trickling in here. I've actually changed this left hand rod. I've put that out at 24.5 wraps now, and I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday or not, but I've got 2 broken ribs. So everything's a struggle at the minute. There's the bivvy, bit of a mess at the minute, and yeah, just dreaming of my first manna carp at the minute. Beautiful little warm wind pumping in here, and yeah, the 24.5 wrap was that's a real tough one on the ribs. You know, I'm in a lot of pain, and yeah, all because my bloody brother-in-law and best mate decided to have a bit of a tear up when they were pissed the other night, and me, like a bloody Herbert, had to get in between them. Them two get away unscathed, and I get the broken ribs. But I'm not complaining. I'm here living the dream. Loving life. I'm going to treat this as a little 3-day holiday. Might be my last trip for a little while, for a good few weeks, because I'm going on holiday with the family. So I just want one nice 30-pounder will do. So far the fish are out of reach. If you just watch where my little stubby finger's going, they're all out there and I just can't get to them. I've not got enough line on my reels at the minute, and with my ribs, 24.5 wraps is my absolute max. And there's so many big weed beds in between me and there that, you know, the further out you go, the less chance of landing the fish. Just waiting for one of them two to tear off. So the wind's trickling up nicely, look, you can just hear the trees rattling behind. It's still really warm, by the way, it's like 22. And the sun hasn't been out while I've been here, and I think that's played a big part in slowing down the bite action. But fingers crossed. We're entering the second night now. Hopefully, by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, I should have my first manna farm fish. Right, I'm going to leave you with that. We'll go and have a beer with the lads up in the next peg. They just brought a nice little crate of Stellas. So I'm going to go out and drink them. It's that time of night. Grub time. Absolutely starving, by the way. Got some of this stuff, look. Is it mango, coconut and lime chicken mini fillets? That looks banging, I must admit. It's from the Tesco barbecue range. Look how marinated that is. I'm going to cook half a bagel with that. Got nearly a full pot of mushrooms. I'm going to saute them. I've actually brought some of this, look, for the first time ever. Ground black pepper, and I've mixed some salt in there. There's not much in there. I'm going to saute the mushrooms proper. Then I've got some noodles. And then we're going to just top it off and try and be a little bit healthy with a tiny bit of salad. yeah, see how we get on. Happy days. Time to get my munch on. Oh my bloody god. Look at it. Another one. I've just thrown that one away earlier. No, look at the size of it. It must be about 6 inches long. That is ridiculous. I don't even know how I'm going to get this one out. That is disgusting. Absolutely savage. All the slugs around here seem to be bloody bright yellow. Some poisonous, crazy slugs. Anyway, I'm going to get rid of that little blighter. Mushrooms are sizzling up nicely now. Look at that chicken. Guys, you've got to get on that mango, coconut and lime it is. You've got to get on it. It smells unreal, honestly. Tesco's is where you want to be for that. Mushrooms are cooking along nicely. I'll get a bit of my special little saute mix in here. A little cracked black pepper. Got some salt mixed in with that. Look at that, man. It's going to be mega. Plenty of that in. Plenty of flavour. First time I've ever brought that on the bank. Because there weren't a lot left in the cupboard. I said to the missus, oh, I'm taking that. She kicked out a bit of a fuss and away I went. You know, I love the pepper so much and the salt. I might actually go a little bit more. Oh, that's enough. There we go. We got there. Chicken's bubbling away nicely. Just cooking that in a nice little bit of butter. Loving it. Look, out there. You can see nothing out there. It's all dreary. It's raining now. The night has set. It's meant to have been raining this whole trip and it hasn't rained really today. It's been quite nice. So where's them noodles? So the mushrooms are sautéed now. Got them sorted out. I'm going to actually put the mushrooms in this pan. Right, so I wanted to speak to you really just about how this session's going really, and I know you're probably thinking, bloody hell, calm down G, you've got 48 hours left yet, but I honestly think it could be a blank this session. Again, you might think, gee, you're mad, you've only been there 24 hours, but I generally feel like the next 48 hours I might not get a fish. That is such a bad moon phase, and that is just how the fish are feeding. There's hardly any signs of feeding activity at all, and that ain't a good sign on a lake this size with this amount of fishing. Just cleaning the butter out of that from the mushrooms. Give that a little swell. Out you go. Time to get them noodles in, I reckon. So no, not quite. Not quite ready for the noodles. Cook this for a little bit. Actually, yeah, it might be actually. Let's warm this water up. Sorry guys, I'm talking to myself. Look, chef cheese on it again. I feel like a proper chef now. I've got salt and pepper this time. I'll make sure I bring that every session now. So yeah, I just got a bad feeling about this session. I really do. The old noodles, a bit of lettuce, just to try and make me feel like I'm doing a healthy thing. And in fact, these noodles are shit for you. But anyway, you've got to live a little, guys, ain't you? Yeah, I'm dreading the blank on this session. 48 hours to go, and I can't see where the first bite's going to come from, really. And you know, it's not hard water. Let's be honest. This ain't the hard water. I wouldn't say it's a runs water. I say it can be tricky. From what I know from previous mates who have fished it can be tricky. Same as any lake, as this be in this session. And there can be sessions where you have 4 or 5 fish. But as it happens right now, we're in tricky stages. So just bite pinching. I knew it was going to be hard. No one's caught nothing. One fish been out since I've been here. So yeah, it's not great. Shit. Excuse my language. I've just put the noodles in too early, ain't I? Oh, that water is boiling, but we'll keep that low. Just want to make sure this chicken's properly cooked first. Chicken's a bit of a dodgy one, isn't it? Alright, so that's all I really wanted to do. Flick the camera on and just tell you how demotivated I am. How lost I am. How I can't see a bite coming, pretty much. But you know what, it could be worse. It could be at home or at work, and instead I'm eating this golden food here. I'm about to stick something on the TV and kick back. I don't know if you can see the rods gleaming just about. Hopefully we'll get a carp and cheer my spirits up. So hopefully something carp will happen in the morning. Really am hoping, else I'm going to be really disheartened and I'm going to be very upset. So until then, hold tight and yeah, see you in the morning. Right guys, I'm just going to put this out there. This might be my best bankside dinner ever. The chicken, the sauteed mushrooms, the bagel softly buttered, the noodles, the salad. Man, I'm all over this. Guys, comment down below, is this the best dinner that you've seen me cook so far? It's up there, isn't it? Well, morning guys. It's just gone 5:30, so we're up nice and early today. And it's a bit of a dolphin show out there. This is the most active the carp have been. Another one just head and shouldered out there. Don't know if the camera's picking it up. They're a long way out. Way further out than I could ever cast. But they're active. That's definitely a good sign. That's the first time since I've been here. Oh, big one come out there. That would have been just there. A dolphin now. That was a bit more. That's the closest fish I've seen since I've been here. But in all honesty, there's hundreds of fish out there, all on the other side of the lake. And there's that many fish that even with 2 broken ribs, I'd be willing to pack up and move if one of them guys goes home today. Even if it's for the last 24 hours, there's just so many big lumps out there. They're just boshing out like nutters. And I'm sure they're catchable if they move into the area. But for now, they just haven't moved to this half of the lake. It's like there's a barrier out there. You always worry about other people's cracked off tackle, don't you? Because there is cracked off tackle everywhere in here. I've heard 3 people crack off since they've been here. So you do always worry, and, you know, it's a busy lake, it happens daily, doesn't it? And with the weed being so high, and another one dolphined out. I'm going to zoom in guys, see if we can get a bit of a dolphin show for you. Right, that's as zoomed in as the camera will go, unfortunately. It's not the newest of cameras. But yeah, this session is obviously fishless night again, as expected. I'm not expecting any night action while I'm here. And really not any morning action. Oh, there's one come out. So I'd say that is the closest fish I've seen, and that's probably 30 wraps, I reckon. God damn it, if I didn't have these bad ribs, I'd probably be able to put one at 28. But yeah, 24.5 and 25 was a limit, and that was really hurting. So right now I've just got to sit on my hands. The traps are set, the spots are baited, and there's not a lot more I can really do at this point, other than wait and see if the fish are active enough to push over this side of the lake a little bit. I've just made the first brew of the day. It's time to wet the whistle, kick back, see if we can bank one of these beauties. guys, there's carp. Finally, fish in front of me. Been bloody 2 days not seeing a carp in front of me, and now there's a good head of fish in front of me. Not feeding, mind you, the sun's been peering through this morning. They're all milling about on the surface. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this single rod in. I've just set up the old floater rod. It's right there ready to go. And see if we can pinch one off the surface. I'll make the most of these opportunities, I guess. But it is weedy, so it's going to be tricky. But you don't know until you try, so we're going to have a go. I'm going to whip this third rod in now and see how we get on. Yes guys, my first manna farm fish. Got a nice 30-pound 2-ounce mirror. And I literally had one opportunity. I said there's a few fish showed up in the area. They started milling about on the top. I put out some floaters, and would you know, an hour later I've got a few fish taken, and just before the wind picked back up, it's just died back off, and I got it out there, managed to get the bite and land it. Awesome, my first manna carp. Still got 2 rods out there on the bottom because they're on shallow spots. You might see a spider coming across the screen in a minute. He's just about to dribble down. There he goes. See if we can get her up, if she'll let me. Got a black strain right through one of the fins. Let's get her up. 30-pound in ounces. Absolute brute. Oh, cool, my ribs are hurting. And there she is, right old chunky mirror. Thought she was only going to go about 27. Yeah, tip scales just over the 30 mark. Oh. Absolutely loving life. Come on, baby, calm down. Just drop her back into your forearms if they start going bonkers. Keep them low to the mat. And I'll drop her down, have a little flitter, a bit more water, and we'll get her back up. Awesome fight, by the way, guys, on the floater gear. Managed to more or less stalk it out on floaters on in the margins here, in the near margin, and well, it must have stripped 70 yards of line. Let's see if we can get her up one more time. Look at that, 30-pounder. Awesome. They've been slowly getting bigger and bigger this year as I eased in back to my fishing from lockdown, and had a 28, well, 2 ounces under 28 last week. Now we've got to scrape the 30 on the bank. Right, I'm going to slip her back because it's warming up, and see if we can get another one. Nice to get one on the bottom now. There she is, one more time. Mwah. Thanks, you big brute. Proper old chunky monkey, this one. But awesome, great bit of action, and after 2 days of not seeing a carp in my part of the lake, boy does it feel good to get one of these on the bank. Right, slip her back. Hopefully we get a bite on the bottom, if not, again on the floaters. See you soon. Oi guys, we're back for our last nightly update. Traps are all reset, all 3 of them. Moved things about properly this time. The single rod is on a different spot, and I found a new spot for the middle rod. I'm feeling really confident about it as well. So we spoke this morning before I had that 30-pounder, and I told you I couldn't see when the next bite was coming from, or the next bite should I say. And I was really down in the dumps. The fish weren't feeding. There's only done 1 fish in 4 days. But now is a different story. I feel much more hopeful, and I think, you know, it could possibly even do a night bite. I know this don't do many night bites, I've gathered that already. But I think 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, is looking good, if not first thing daylight. So fingers crossed for a big gal. I really do feel confident of a big gal now. In my head, every rod should go with a 30. That's how you got to think these days, isn't it? Every rod's a bite, and every bite's a 30. Loving it. Right, so my new lease of life and my confidence is rolling through with that 30-pounder. I've seen some fish. They're not all hacked up on that out of bounds bank anymore. Fingers crossed for another big gal. Hold tight and we'll catch up in the morning. Last day, guys. Rods are still set. No fish, as expected. No one's caught nothing as far as I know. I think it's done one fish in like 4 days. It's crazy. Look, just to show you I'm not lying, look. I'm going to give you a quick scan of the lake, look. It's flat calm, it's about 8:30 now. So the sun's not peered through like it was meant to, so bite time hasn't actually started yet. The oxygen's still low. And there's not one bubbling carp in this whole blooming lake. Again, most of the fish are out there in that back third of that back bay of the lake, inaccessible to any one of us on this side. You've just seen that fish come out on camera. I'm going to zoom in. Camera's still playing up a bit, but yeah, they're all out there long. There, another one out there. You've seen that one just sent the camera there. God, I'd love to be in one of them pegs. But anyway, I don't even know whether the fish are feeding properly at all. I think they're either on a hatch or maybe hunting fry. But there's not a lot happening at all. The whole lake, old matey next to me, he's been here 5 nights, he's not had a fish. So yeah, it's a funny old one really. It is just a bad time of the month to be fishing. The fish are just cagey, they're not really feeding, and especially around this area they're not here in numbers. I'm not making excuses, it's been a tough session, I've tried everything I could and I failed, as simple as that. But luckily enough, I worked hard when I found a small opportunity and managed to bank myself a 30. So hopefully there'll still be one more opportunity to come. It's due to warm up a little bit, or still a bite on the bottom. We're only coming in bite time, next 3 hours. There's still a good chance of a bite on the bottom. Well, I say good chance, it's a slim chance, let's be honest, but it could happen. It's carp fishing, right? But yeah, look, nothing, not a single bubbler on the whole lake. There's a lot of carp in here, you know, a lot of hungry mouths, but they're not hungry and they're not feeding. One of them things. Well guys, if you look up there, look, you can see I'm all packed up, and I just moved down to the end bay, spin you around, and I've just camped up here for about 2.5 hours or so before I leave. I thought why not, the rain had stopped and I was a bit bored of looking at the same area out there and nothing happening. Carp just didn't want to know. The rods are out, don't look pretty by all means with the rods, they're all a bit bonky and everything. I just wanged them out. The right hand rod there, just wanged out on a 4-foot zig. Middle rod, out middle of the bay there, just with a small bag and a pellet on. And the left hand rod, I just put just on the edge of this tree there, with a bit of colour and a little bag right in the margins. Can't do no more than that. Just leave it as it is now. I'm just going to sit down because I'm knackered. Oh, the move, oh, it hurt. Broken ribs, got a hole in my foot. God, I'm in the walls at the minute. But it's brightening up nicely. Got a couple of hours left before I've got to leave. I thought a bit of change of scenery, why not? It looks quite nice. There was a few fish in here earlier. There ain't now. Just a few tench milling about. But we'll have a look and see what we can do, and hopefully we'll pinch one. Well, the sun's beaming through beautifully. Unfortunately, I'm going to leave a bit early. I've had enough this session. I've been royally beaten up. But I feel lucky to have had a fish, especially a 30 pounder, mind you. Definitely not to be grumbled at. But I am just sick of looking at motionless rods this session. Clearly got it wrong. First session down, pretty much just testing the water and seeing what's going on around here and whether I'll enjoy fishing it, because it's important most of all to enjoy your experience on a new lake. And yeah, it is a really nice lake and I have enjoyed fishing it, but there are a few things that worry me, and mainly just by how many cut-offs I've seen while I've been here, and how many tethered fish are swimming around out there in this lake. I know of 7 fish that have been cut and tethered this session alone, just while I've been here, and you can imagine how many hundreds and hundreds more have been done over the past week or two. So it's a horrible thing hearing, you have a run and you cut off 30 yards, the fish is swimming with a barbed hook in its mouth. It's not even barbless here, it's barbed. So I feel sorry for the fish, and that's going to put a good mood swing on the carp in general if a lot of them are swimming around. I know a lot of them do ditch the rigs eventually and in weed beds or what have you, but it's not a nice feeling to know that if you get a fish you can lose them just to cut-offs. I mean, it's happening a lot, so it's not a nice feeling. I'm going to have to reevaluate the situation. I feel like there are bites to be had here. I've definitely learnt a lot, and we'll play it by ear, but we'll be back, and hopefully on session 2 we'll pinch a couple more bites. Right, so over and out this session. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode at Linear Fisheries. So who knows what lake will turn up on next. Maybe this one. See you in a bit.